got a new co-host in the building, man,
Yes,
by the
sir.
name
Yes,
of Will.
sir.
And he kicking it with us. Go ahead and let him know a little bit about yourself. Will, welcome to the Mouth of the South.
Will, my name is Will, originally from the great state of New Jersey, the Garden State. Moved down here to Virginia to explore the world a little bit. And we're just here just trying to get successful, man. And just build on the vision, man. That's it.
Well, let's actually get into that just a little bit, Will. So what brought you to VA? What brought you to the South? Let's just say that, because I know you born in Jersey. You're born in Jersey, yes.
Sir.
So what brought you down to the South, man?
That's a great question. Just a change of scenery. You know, I had a lot of people down here, family. I just wanted to just, you know, like see the world, see something different, and see if you know, I can take another level here. You know, and people understand. You know, down here in Virginia, it's a little more, sometimes more opportunity in places like New Jersey and New York, where it's so congested and there's so much going on. Come down here, it's more opportunity. So we're just here exploring. That's it.
Yeah, I got you. So yeah, it felt like it was getting a little too crowded upstate.
A little bit. You know, especially with the virus here, I'm in a great place right now. You know, compared to New York.
Man. Yeah, we're gonna get into that virus a little bit, man. So it's a, you know, new year. Unfortunately, same COVID. So we're gonna get into a little bit about what's going down with COVID. But there is a lot that did happen over the last few days since the last time we spoke to y'all. One of which is the brand new president. So we do have the inauguration that Joe Biden just went through. And just to, you know, speak on that, I think that it was thoughtful of, you know, how he thought to really like show support for the 400,000 lives that were lost due to COVID, and how he tried to embody that in his moment. I do think that it was strong and it was direct. So I'm hoping that, you know, we can get a lot from this administration. Now, of course, we can't go without denoting Kamala Harris, who obviously is making history, being the first black, first woman, first Asian vice president. And what I really want from that is, because I feel like obviously the vice president doesn't have all of the power, but I'm just hoping that her figure can stand as the reminder that, you know, we can't continue to be left out of this whole political conversation. That is one thing that I'm hoping that we do get from Kamala. I mean, what do you think about, you know, her position? First of all, having a black vice president and a black woman vice president at that. I mean, what do you think?
Well, it's definitely, I think the first thing is definitely a big thing. Fantastic, incredible thing that a woman is in office. It shows that, you know, women are able to do the same things as men are, and we've known that for so long now. And finally, we have somebody that's representing the country. So that in itself, before she even does anything in office, is huge, right? I think she has the same journey that Barack had. You know what I mean? Certain people are going to expect, you know, black people had expected, you know, Barack to do certain things for the community, do certain things for black people, and represent black people the right way. Women are going to feel the same way. Black people are going to feel the same way. So I think she has that that challenge on her hands. What she does in office, you know, we'll see. You know, but like I said, you're president. I tell people all the time, you're president for America. It's tough to be a president just for one group.
Yeah, I do think that. You know, I think that more importantly, because I think it's just really her position. You know, I do think it's a wonderful thing for us to get a woman. I think it says a lot about us going forward. But, you know, I do think that she has an opportunity on her hands to kind of push some things forward.
She has to do something strong, and I say that like, I can explain that more. She has to do something where men are like, "Ooh, okay, like." You know,
but give us an example of something like that. Something strong. When you say something strong, what is something strong?
That's a good question.
You know, first of all, what do we need done? You know, because that's what we have to ask ourselves before we can look at, well, what can she do for us to say? You know?
When you say us, are you talking about America? Or are you talking about the United States? Or are you talking about black?
Well, I'm saying us. I'm talking about men now, because you said she has to do something for men to say.
She just
can't
can't seem weak, and she can't, you know, because I go back to Hillary, right? I'm not saying.
But
Hillary.
what is weak though? What is weak? What is seeming weak? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I just want to get a gauge of what's something that is commendable. What's something that would say, you know what, that was a strong move. Like, I respect that. What is something that she would have to do for you to earn your respect?
That's a great question. I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that and that's a question that we all should ask ourselves as men. I mean, I think that we put too much on, you know, our women to say, well, they need to show us how strong they are. And I think that sometimes that can confuse them even to thinking that they need to act a certain way. I don't know if we want her to show her strength, because I think that she may just do something to try to do, like how, for example, I know this wasn't a woman, but like how Bill Clinton came with the crime bill because he wanted to look like he was being strong on crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't want her to kind of go out and just do something trying to prove herself. But I do think that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say this. I'll explain this because I don't want to get twisted. My words get twisted too much. When I say, because men are gonna have perspective. Me, I don't have a perspective towards women like that.
Yeah.
But I think men, especially conservative white men, are gonna be like, man, this woman, we don't want a woman in here. Women are weak leaders. So when I compare it to something like the towers fell, right? When 9/11 happened, the way that Bush responded to that, if something happens like that, she's gonna have to respond strong like that. And then she's not the president, but that's why I think she's gonna get the respect from men. She doesn't need the respect from men at all. She's up there. She's very qualified. All I'm saying is that's, I think, one of the challenges she's gonna face is that, okay, there's a woman in office. How is this gonna handle? Because like Barack came into office, a black person's office. How is he gonna handle it? He showed a great example of how black people should handle being in office. She just has to know how to handle being in office. And we'll see what she does. She got 4 years, ample time to do it.
And the good thing is we've already had one in there at the highest level, so I'm sure that Barack will be advising her a lot
100%.
along her journey. And so I do see full-on marijuana legalization within their term, if they can really just focus on in it. But I do see that in the next 4 years I can see that nationwide. Already pretty much half the West Coast already adopted it.
100%. Let's dig into that. I mean, marijuana. I mean, so a lot of people are excited
because I think that's what the reason why I'm sliding to that is because that's obviously what they try to hold against her, and that's why there's still some black folks to this day that's not rocking with her because of her marijuana convictions and her history of locking folk up. Now,
you fix that easy.
Right.
If you legalize marijuana, anybody with a marijuana charge like possession and distribution, they can bounce. They can get released.
Now, what is the likelihood? Because I see the legalization of the marijuana, but what will have to be done for we to say not only is that enough, but y'all gonna have to go ahead and let go of these inmates as well?
So you have to understand too that prison is a business in itself. They're gonna have to come to some ground. I mean, it's fair. It's 100% fair that if we legalize marijuana, everybody with a marijuana charge should be released. But that's going to have a conversation with the prisons because, once again, prisons are going to lose tons of money because they're making money off of each prisoner. So that's going to have a conversation with her, the prison industry, the courts.
And that's what I would say is strong.
Yeah.
She can get in the criminal justice. If they can do something in that vein and really get some policies changed and some things switched around, that's something I will respect as a man, as anyone in this country. You know what I mean? I feel like that's strong.
It's already happening.
Marijuana legalization strong, right? And a lot of that stuff is already happening, but we still have to see it through, and that's what I think. I think that some of us are going to get caught up in the wind and say, "Well, we got a new president now, so things are going to start happening for us." No, we still gotta push for these things to happen. The good thing is we have a leader of the free world that's willing to listen now. At least we have that. You know what I mean? Maybe you rocking with me or not?
100%. Like I said, it's tough. You can't. It's tough. We asked Rock a lot of questions, and he did a lot for the community. But like I said, it's tough. She's gonna have to figure it out. And that's the game, I think, in politics, how to play both sides of, for the people and, for the man. You got to play both sides. So how do as a president, you're the middle man there. So how you going to play that? What you going to lead towards?
Yeah.
So exciting to see.
Yeah.
Talk to me in year 2.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. We got a long way to go, and I mean, just going through this his first week as being president. I know he's overturned a lot of different policies already, just from kind of some of the things that Trump had already put in place. Things are all the way from workers' rights, trying to look out for the unions and what have you. But I think that one of the most forward changes, and I guess it isn't really a change, because a lot of these things is him recommending to these bodies of government and different entities to endorse these ideas. But one of the ones that I feel like I'm really pushing for is that $15 an hour minimum wage. That's one of the executive orders that he put out. Obviously, he can't make them do anything, but he's reaching out to them and asking them to see about raising that. And now, what I didn't know is that's for federal employees.
Black folks, African Americans, whatever you want to call it, about 14% of the population. We don't own 14% of the wealth.
Yeah.
At all, right? So it's just decision making. You gotta look at, I think black folks were trying to be like white folks when they have 300 years ahead of us. You see, okay, I'm gonna do this myself. The white man did it himself. Yeah, well, you're not there yet. See, Native Americans, Indians, Asians, they come to this country and they strategically break it down. They help each other out. They buy from each other, so they understand the game. We have to understand the game and be disciplined enough to follow these rules, because once again, we are 300 years behind, so we can't move like they move. So.
I respect that. We're gonna get into getting in the switching up that game and switching up that mindset a little bit later, because we are talking about the black dollar today. We're gonna talk about a little bit of how the money move in our community specifically, and what we can do to grow that. But before we get to all of that, I definitely want to talk a little bit about this COVID situation, because unfortunately, New Year, same COVID. And we have over 400,000 dead. We have over 40 million cases. And we're gonna talk about this because Virginia is actually #1 right now. Virginia is #1 for COVID cases, and I don't know where the spike came from. I know the cold weather is here. I know that people, still going out on the sneak, but it looks like VA is the red hot spot right now. We definitely need to check ourselves and make sure we cleaning up and staying, apart and, wearing our mask.
100%, 100%.
But, how has it really affected the hustle, man? Like the COVID situation, because I know the hustle is in the streets. You always used to tell me.
Hustle is still there. Opportunity, like I always say,
But how has it switched up the hustle? I guess I should say, because you can't hustle like you was hustling 2 years ago.
It taught you to be more digital. It taught you that the world's going. You gotta, if you're gonna hustle, and like I said, there's tons of money out there that's not digital, but you gotta really be mobile and digital, because like I said, people are stuck at home. They're still spending money, man. People are, so don't depend on traffic. Don't depend on actually being in person. You gotta really get a digital hustle going, because that's where the world is going. If you really want to be successful in 20 years, 30 years from now. So this is what really COVID showed. And I think also too, people gotta understand, people made a lot of money. People who made moves in April made a lot of money right now, especially in the market, especially online. Yeah. Like the kids, and I don't know, one of them Rockefeller said this. He said, buy when there's blood in the streets. And I know there's no blood in the streets, but COVID really was like, people were worried. Yeah. And that was the best time to buy, because now that things are recovering, people make fortunes out there. Yeah. And you're gonna hear about this in 10, 15 years from now. People like, yeah, COVID, that's where I really made my first,
I got you.
Big money. So so
good way to look at it.
It's still there though. It's still there. The opportunity is still there. So
but definitely got to pick up a digital hustle.
I think so. Definitely digital.
That's the end all to be all. Gotta be doing something digitally to work your what they say, work your jerk. But Yeah, man, and I like that. We definitely gonna get into a little bit of how we can get this hustle manifested and really kind of, bring things all around through this COVID situation and through everything that's going on. Obviously, we do want to make sure that we are, being as we should be, staying clean, acting like we was raised right, washing our hands after we use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? All of that good stuff. And we can try to get rid of this situation. Because I'm ready to go back outside, y'all. I'm tired of the stores closing early and the clubs closing at 10. Where they do that at? I mean, it's getting wild,
You lose
y'all.
a lot of money, man.
It's getting wild,
Lose a lot of money.
but I mean, we definitely we're gonna try to run to a song break real quick, and we're gonna come back and talk a little bit about this black economy, y'all, because it's definitely something we need to focus in on.
Yes, sir.
One time for your mind, we be right been that. Oh yeah, and this is the mouth of the South. Today we have been discussing the black dollar and the black economy, really, because I think it's something that we need to focus on. Not enough of us are hip. One thing that really motivated me to talk about this is looking at how black folk are just now starting to get into, things like stocks and trading and things of that nature. But even that, me being a new person to trading stock, I'm looking at how Robinhood been out 15 years. You know what I'm saying? And we just really getting over to it in the last 7-8 years. And it just makes me think about how much money we losing. But it's not just stocks, it's not just the market. It's just our overall know-how in the business culture and how things is done. And we getting there. We do have more millionaires than we've ever had. We got more people that are making it happen. But I do want to break it down a little bit. I mean, first of all, the why, right? So how do we get in this position where we don't know anything about, how money work, how the not just the market, but how business work? Why are we so brand new to it? Like, is it because it ain't like I don't want to hear that, we didn't know business, because we established business. So what's the difference?
Well, if you want to take it back, we've always known business. It's take it back to Jim Crow era. We were forced to build our own economies because we were not allowed in white establishments, right? So with that said, we created these Black Wall Streets, these Jackson Wards, these areas that thrived in black business. So back then, and I think still now, we still believe that white products are more superior than black products, right? So
you say that we still believe that?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's still there. It's
because that's
strong.
my question. My question was, like you said, we were forced to build our own economy. Now,
100%.
now, was it that we no longer had to that made us stop doing that?
Yeah. So once we were allowed in these white establishments, you're like, forget, Mr. Ray over there. I can go over here to this white establishment over here, and I feel good. I just went to this white establishment. It's a status thing. I'm not gonna buy from Mr. Ray over here no more because this is better over here, and I'm allowed to be in here. So once that happened, once integration happened, we stopped supporting black businesses. And the crazy thing is, people don't know. Oh, Black Wall Street got burnt down, but it got built back up. But the only difference was black folks weren't supporting it as much as they used to. So with that said, that's what happened. So it carries over to now.
Well, I gotta stop you there, because it's like, why? What was it about
20 years
Mr. Ray that made you say, I don't like shopping with him anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like, you may have been able to go somewhere else, but what was wrong with where you were going? Was it only because you had to go there, or was it that you really didn't, even look at what you had in front of you, because it was just like all you had? Maybe our lack of option, or our growth of options, just caused us to really forsake what we had. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so answer this. You buy suits from Mr. John, black dude, you buy suits from him, you buy them for 10 years, you buying suits from Mr. John, right? I give you $5-10 million. You still buying suits from Mr. John? You gonna go get you some more lavish suits?
It depends on the quality of Mr. John's suits, though. But that's what I'm saying. I think it's not. It's became not enough about quality, and it's more about status, or more about
Exactly my point.
You know.
So now it's like I got this.
Look at some of the, look at people. Look at Kanye West, and he's making a mockery of it. But they out here really selling like ripped clothing for high end dollars. You know what I'm saying?
It's the brand, though. It's the look.
So I mean, I don't know. I think that it's changing. I think that I mean, you right in a sense though. We did choose otherwise, and it worries me because I feel like, you know, that's what's causing us to struggle to rebuild our dollar now, because we still want the Balenciaga. We still want the Prada. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand the amount of black folk that I see rocking all this Balenciaga and all of this, etc.
It's trauma, man. 200 years
And it's
slavery.
like,
you know what I mean? You
even now, where we have Carl Kanai, we have Cross Covers, we have Sean John, we have all of these black brands now, and we still Balenciaga dime, Versace that, Versace this, you know what I'm saying? And that's cool, but why is that still the validation? Why is that still the factor?
This is what I
You know
think
what I'm
too.
saying?
This is what I think too, and this is kind of a deep concept to dig into, right? I support Sean John. I support Fubu, right? I support, Carl Kanai, Rock, but I support these brands, right? And you build this black business up, and they do well, right? I'm going to have more of I'm gonna have a good feeling if I'm wearing Louis than if I support a business. Now, most people are like, well, they're getting rich, I just support them, it's cool. But if I get Louis now, now they don't own me. I think it's a selfish thing, like, you know what I mean? Like their desire to feel good in these designer brands is stronger than I want to support and build black business. That's what it really is at the end of the day.
Because I would say that, I mean, for you to say that means that they're only buying black to support. They're not buying black because they actually like what they're buying. I remember when Fubu dropped, that was hot. People were wearing them Fubu jerseys. People were wearing all of that stuff, and it was like, maybe they didn't think anything of it. I mean, but I'm thinking that you're going to buy something that you like. I ain't going to just buy it. I'm not saying just buy it because it's black owned. I'm saying if you like it, why does it matter? That's what I'm saying.
And it's trendy.
You want to
too.
support your folk.
It's trendy
But
too.
why does it matter?
It's trendy too, and I mean, especially with streetwear and clothing like that, it's trendy.
But you know what I think is, we gotta start really like stunting with our shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really wear that Balenciaga and all of that stuff because people are flexing it. You know what I'm saying? They're saying it like it's something to have.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So if we were to do that with the Fubu, I got the brand new Fubu. It ain't even out yet. You know what I'm saying? Now checking for the Fubu.
It's crazy. Like, people spend $1,000 on a Louis belt, but they won't go buy a
Just a
$80 sweatshirt from your local.
That's warm.
100%.
That's warm. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
and we still chasing that.
Crazy.
But let's get away from clothing. Blacks need to think deeper than that. Like what do we need? We don't need, you don't need a T-shirt.
It's a great question.
A
What
black business-
needs to be done?
What needs, like, what the medical field, the cybersecurity, things like that, baby food. Like, what do black people buy? Right. Now I know black folks are in his hair as well, but Asians really cornered that market. But I mean, black people spend billions of dollars on hair products. Black people have babies just like everybody else. Yeah. Why are we not in the baby food game? Why are we not in the hospitals, building hospitals? I mean, I know it's, you need some capital for that, but I mean, these
Absolutely
are things I'm thinking about. Like these are lanes that you got to put your homework in, but you can bigger profit margin. It's a bigger effect. It's a harder job. You know what I mean? But your T-shirt brand, it's cool, but is that going to really last 50, 60 years, 100 years? That generational wealth right there.
Right.
I think,
and we're not saying. Oh, go ahead.
I think the biggest thing with that is more so, you know, like a lot of our people now, you know, and I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of our people now just don't want to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be honest, like, you know, it takes work to start a business, and, you know, just all of the paperwork and getting all of that together. You know, and then they're like, oh, I don't even want to deal with the headache of it.
Yeah.
But truth be told, like you're saying, if we build that generational wealth, if we set it up to where it can run, now I can pass this business down to our children, because this is something that we need in the community
Mm-hmm.
that will forever be needed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's more of a mind state thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, just to be honest, like, we got to push ourselves to be
100%.
better. We should never get comfortable on a level of just accepting what's given to us.
Yeah. And also comfortable in the sense of doing what everyone else is doing.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we need, the only way for us to really grow our market and create our own is to be doing every stop of the trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to just be, like you say, to t-shirt makers, to his point. You know, we could be the people that own the farm that's growing the damn cotton for the t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing stuff out there, but also just like different industries, like everyone going into fashion. You know, like you say, who's making baby food? I'm with you on all of that. I mean, we do got to get on to some, you know, diversifying the skill set. I mean, we can do it all. I think we've proven that, but we want to do the same things. And we are constantly sending money outside of the community. So that's two things so thus far. But I'm still asking, what needs to be done? Okay.
Needs to be done. So first, I think the first step is this. Okay, if black folks really want to take serious about
Captivating their economy.
yes, we need to first find out who is qualified in these things. Exactly.
And learn from them.
Yes, and
So
get a team. Because Walmart is a family. Rockefeller's is a family. These families build these big dynasties because they work as a family. It's a family thing. I mean, you could be an independent guy and it's cool, but you're going to get further with a team, you know?
Yeah, that's strong, because I just feel like so many of us have become so individualized. You can blame it on society, you can blame it on slavery, you can blame it on whatever. But I feel like until we understand that we need each other, we going to stay in this hole. All this black talk ain't going to do nothing. But we got to really start putting our pieces together, working every part of the chain, and really bringing it in. I mean, that's how I feel. I mean, but how can we, you know, we understand what we need, what needs to be done, but how can we really take advantage of what's going on right now? Black folk, like, in general, like, and I'll give you an example of this. We was talking about marijuana legalization early on the show. Mm-hmm. A way for us to really take advantage of that is to own dispensaries. We still talking about buying weed and selling weed on a dark web and all that shit. But if we own a dispensary, that's going to be really big for us, you know, in that particular vein. So what are some of the ways we can take advantage of what's going on in this time of COVID and this time of new policy? What can we do? I mean, we already see the rules that are going on in business now, but what's up?
Well, to go off your weed example, dispensaries, I'm going to take it a whole nother level. Let's figure out a way to make a place where you smoke. When you liquor, right? Liquor was illegal, right? Where do you go to get liquor? Where do most people go to get liquor?
Liquor store.
What else?
The club.
The bars, right? Where can we make an environment where you can go smoke weed, you could buy weed there,
Yeah.
you could chill,
Yeah.
it's not like that can make a lot of money yourself. You build a franchise like that,
Entertainment, yeah.
you know what I mean, where it's like a place you can go as well.
Yeah.
Because once again, I think the weed business, I don't want to get into that, but I'm not an expert, but it's difficult.
You're thinking
right?
about the entertainment aspect of it,
I
not
think-
just
I
selling,
think it's more
but
like,
being
you know,
the vibe.
Yeah, because you got hookah bars and stuff now too.
Exactly.
So now, you know, in the legalization process, you should just start implementing it into those hookah bars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Having a place
Right.
where people feel comfortable to do that.
But it comes down to ownership. It comes down to having that venue to say, all right, this is what we're going to do. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, we really got to get on to owning something. Even, I mean, it ain't nothing wrong with starting off renting. I'm not shitting on renters, but what I'm saying is, for us to really start taking advantage of some of these opportunities financially, we got to have something. We got to have something that we can work out of. That's all I'm saying. I like that.
100%.
I like that piece. But let's say you're not. Let's say, you know, that's not your thing. Let's say you're not a weed head. You're not you don't like to go out. What can you still do to, you know, grow your economy within, you know,
Well,
the scope of what you have? For the insiders, for the people that are inside and making money on the internet, and what can they, how can they make money digitally? We was talking about getting a digital hustle early on the show. What's something that, you know?
I mean, there's tons that you do, and then once again, it's so easy nowadays because you got YouTube, everything. Like it's a lot. I mean, I don't want. It's not one thing you can do. It's a lot of things you can do.
Yeah,
You set your site up. You learn to get. You sit there and sacrifice and learn the game. I mean, it's really basic. It's really easy. People think looking for this complex answer. It's really not difficult.
Yeah.
You go. You find out what people need. Try it. It don't work. Try it again. Don't stick to your business for 2-3 years. If it's not working in your first couple months or so, figure it out. You know, flip around, keep trying. There's so many people spending money like crazy now.
Yeah.
So it's so much out there you can figure out. I don't have one direct thing to do, but I mean, just really research what you like, research what is needed,
Yeah.
and really learn that game. And once again, find people around you. And once again, and people think, oh, I need capital for everything. If you got an idea, and you can have the discipline and have the courage to go out there and make it happen, people are giving money away. Money is cheap as hell now compared to, you know, over the years. Like, you can get money from the bank at 3%. Like, it's not hard. People who are lenders, things like that. If you have a plan, you have the situation, you can get money. Getting money is not the hard way. The hard thing is to figure out what I'm gonna put together, what do I like, what makes sense for this to work out. And just keep shooting and don't be scared. I mean, and don't worry about, you know, don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about, you know, as crazy as it sounds, don't worry about how you live. Sometimes you really want to do it, you're going to have to really sacrifice. And black folks understand that if we just work together and sacrifice, we can do it. We too worry about other stuff. And, you know, sometimes that kind of sacrifice. And I'm kind of rambling now, but
Nah, you good.
You go back to, you know what I'm saying, the commitment.
Yeah.
You know, don't think you're just gonna get out here and impose something and it's gonna work.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
stop
put the work in.
believing in the bullshit in society. Everything is not impulse. You know, that's just a consumer side of life. You know what I mean? To produce, you got to sit down and put some thought.
exactly.
Some strategies together.
You got to knock on doors all day, man. Take no's
Yeah.
all day. The people who win are those that really just take the hit, you know?
Gotta be willing to sacrifice, y'all. I think that too much of us feel like, you know, we can't give up anything. We feel like if for us to do something or give up any part of ourselves is too much. And I feel like, you know, that's just more of that PTSD, man. That's more of that post-traumatic slaying disorder. I'm gonna tie a lot of shit to that because it's real. Like, you know, how we carry ourselves because of how we was treated back then is still to this day. And we gotta really like pay attention to that. But one thing I will say on that wrap up of this is definitely start a business if you ain't already looking at doing that, because I think that that's one of the major ways you're gonna be able to take advantage of, you know, some of the alleyways that they have for us to kind of start building ourselves. I mean, you see the PPP loans that they're giving out because of COVID. You see all of the different opportunities and grants that you can get, even being a sole proprietor. So don't sleep on that. Definitely incorporate your name if you haven't done anything else. And, you know, definitely look into, you know, applying for some of these little situations because they're giving out money right now, y'all. This is, you know, I know it sounds crazy, but they really doing it. Going down, y'all. We right back. It's the Mouth of the South. I am your host, St. Lamore, kicking it with the Will Deal. What's happening?
What's going on, man? Listen. I got a perfect deal for everybody right now. So I want you to get your pens, papers out, you know what I mean, record, device, whatever. Listen, okay. Now, people want passive income. I'm giving you the easiest way to make some passive income right now, all right, without doing nothing, right? All right, if you have if you can, I mean, it doesn't matter, but if you can say $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 a month, right? Okay. Now, this thing called the SP500. SP500 is the 500 biggest companies in the stock market right now, right? The SP 500 mirrors that those 500 companies. When I say mirrors, that means that what those companies do, this does. So if you first, you're gonna find your brokerage, right? Something like a Vanguard, Fidelity, Robinhood. You can find yourself on Webull, like these, E-Trade, right? And there are companies that mirror the 500, like VOO, Vanguard's SP 500. The ticker is VOO. You got Fidelity's FXAIX. Just type in on your Google, type in mutual funds that mirror the SP 500. The reason why I say this is the best investment for somebody that's not really in the market heavy, or someone who's not really want to sit there and watch all the time, is because the SP 500 on average goes up 10% a year, right? So it started in the 80s, right? It's like $300. Now the SP 500 is at 3,000. 10% a year. The only way you're gonna fail in the SP 500 over a long period of time is if those 500 companies fail. If those big 500 companies fail, you got bigger problems than your stock market, okay? America got bigger problems. You're basically betting on America, and I don't see America losing in the financial game at all. So my best thing to do is to put, between $200 and $500 a month into this SP 500, and if you continuously do that over 30, 40 years, you're gonna have about $1-2 million sitting in your account in 30 years without you doing nothing but putting that into that mutual fund and reinvesting the dividends.
So tell me this. What is the difference between doing that, what you just said, and a 401k?
The difference between that and a 401k,
because someone might say, well, I could do that, or I could just invest in my 401k at my job.
Okay, facts. One is you can't really touch your 401k without being penalized until you're 59.
Good point.
This right here, you can take this out wherever you feel like taking it out. If you if you got 500,000, you're like, I'm good, I'm gonna take it out. You can take it out whenever. You pay taxes on it. Not then, but you'll take taxes on the money. When taxes come around. But yeah, you can take it out and move it whenever you want to move it. 401k, I don't know what your 401k, what they're investing in. Are they just investing in S&P 500?
Well, most of them only matching up to what?
Most of them.
I think the highest I've heard is like 13%. Might be the highest I've ever heard.
I haven't heard that. I think the highest I've seen is 6.
Yeah, that's the second highest is 6. But I have heard 113. I was like, wow. But yeah. So you thinking overall 200 to 500 every year, every month?
Every month. Right. Once again, because you gotta understand how compound interest work and dividends, right?
Well, break that down real quick for those that don't know. Compound interest.
Let me make this very simple. Okay, I'll make it very simple so we can Okay, so say you put 100 in there, just so I can do the math in my head easy right here. That's 12. That's 1,200 on a year, right? Okay, say that's 10. You said 10%, right? So take 10% of 1,200 is what? 120. Okay. Now with that said, that's now 1,320, right? Now 10% on that. That change what?
13.5.
And it's gonna keep doing that over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So now you're getting 10% on that 10% from before, and eventually your principal's money you put in is gonna be minuscule compared to all the interest you receive. And then dividends, which is kind of difficult to explain, but dividends basically you own a certain amount of stock. I'm gonna pay you X amount of cents per stock
that you own
every quarter, right? So if we're paying out 50 cents a share and you own 10 shares, that means you'll get $5 a quarter. That's a small number, but $5 a quarter. But that's free money that you can reinvest into that, and that's great money on top of that. So imagine doing that over 15, 20 years.
Yeah. I think that's a great little thing, a great way, like you say, past the 15, 20 year plan. Big
it's diversified too.
You know what I mean? Now that would be the equivalent of, I guess, what is like a retirement, I guess, our version, because we ain't gonna get no Social Security. We ain't getting,
and that's what I'm saying.
So this is our Social Security,
just back in America,
in a sense.
Even if you do half of that,
you
know what I'm saying? People do 20 years at a company, and you're still not going to see that much money coming out your 401k.
That's true. That's true as well.
Unless you got
a government job,
top dollar.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, and I think that that is a way of us being able to create somewhat of a retirement fund for ourselves as a new generation, as a millennials and etc. But now, what if I'm one of those people that I'm like, look, man, that 15 to 20 years is cool, but I'm trying to make something in the next year to 2 years. Like, what are my options?
Well, then
If that's what I
you're gonna
want.
have to commit yourself because I read this this article. It said that
Because the
percentage-
SP5 is cool. That's cool. I don't mind putting money in there. I may still do that. But what if I want to make a couple hundred this month? I want to make a couple hundred that month.
So I know with the market, you're gonna have to, if you want to make money like that, first you're gonna have to have some capital. If you want to get with stocks, you can get in the option game. Like I started the research. You just gotta understand the research. Read
Well,
into the
help
company.
me out with that because I know a lot of our listeners may be brand new to stocks. There is such a thing as options trading. So let's break that down a little bit.
Once again, I'm repeat again. I'm not an expert, but basically,
Yeah,
option
but you
trading
can
is
like, and I don't want you to be an expert because these listeners not experts. So we need somebody.
I'm not an expert.
But basically, option is an option. Basically, you're buying something to see if it goes up or down, and you're buying that premium.
You're betting.
Yep.
You're betting.
You're basically betting. Basically, yes, it's gambling. But like
You're betting that a stock will go up or
Legalized
down.
gambling.
You're
Legal gambling,
making
yeah.
money on the odds.
Yeah, on the odds of it going up and down, and you're basically buying a premium. So, if you want to get technical with it, right? An option is you're buying an option to buy something at 100, or how many contracts you buy at that price, right? So if I think that something's going to go to, from 10 to 12, right? I have the option to, if it goes to 12, I have the option to buy it at 10. That's a technical. But technically, people don't usually do that. People usually just buy and sell the premium.
Yeah.
So if it goes from 10 to 12, right, and the premium is 30 cents, right, or you buy 100 contracts, that's what, $30, right? $30 contract, and it goes from the 12, and now the contract's 60 because of the hype, because it's moving up, and you catch it at 60, you can sell that for 60. You just made, $30.
30 cents on
Yeah, $30,
each contract.
right?
But yeah, and I got to break that down a little bit because I know some of us could have got lost in that. But so, first of all, you're buying an option that a trade will go up or down. Secondly, you're buying contracts. So a contract is worth 100 shares.
Yeah, 100 shares.
And so whatever that contract price is, that is, you would times that by 100 and that would be what you would actually pay,
Yeah.
for that option. Now, once, like you were saying, if the option was 30 cents and it goes up to 60, then you just made that 30 cents on your option. So when you do decide to sell, you're making whatever you're getting your money back plus what I guess it would be double because you put in 30.
Yeah, you get 30.
So you'd be getting 100% increase of what you put in. So you would put in 30 and you would get out 60 if you pull out at the right time.
That's why you got to pay attention. You have
to watch the market to play the options game.
Quick money in the market, you have to pay attention. People who have, go crazy and have anxiety attacks when the stock go down, play the long game. Because at the end of the day, long game, your percentage of winning drastically increases when you play the long game compared to short game.
Right.
You know what I mean? You rarely lose in the long game in the market if you are,
if you do what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
You
With the right
contribute
company,
in.
yeah.
If you do treating it like a
Yeah.
401
You
or
rarely
Social
lose.
Security, you will get what you need to get from it. And I just had to put that out there because we got young guns, and I know some of us, we ready to make money now. We ready to, get to the bag, as we say. And I know a lot of us sitting at home. So I will say, if you're sitting at home, go ahead and download that Robinhood. It's like investing for beginners. I'll send you the link. Reach out to me personally. I'll send you a link, get you a free stock, and just start looking into it. Put a little money away towards it. It's good to, just have something accumulating anyway. While you sleeping, you need to be, when I was growing up, they always used to say, you need to be making money while you sleep.